Welcome to Pause Contact, a show where we get to see another side of our local DFW heroes. I'm your host, Luis Pacheco, and today we are joined by Karen Hurley and Courtney Lozano with the Dallas Police Department Crime Scene Unit. Guys, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Karen, born and raised in Plymouth, Massachusetts, moved to Florida at 15, went on to the University of Florida and received a degree in criminology, and she's currently been with DPD for about 5 years as a crime scene analyst. Courtney Lozano, born and raised in Austin, Texas, went on to Sam Houston State University, where she received a double major in biology and criminal justice. She also has a master's in forensic science, currently working on her PhD. Damn, that's pretty impressive. I only have an associate's of the streets, so that's pretty awesome. I appreciate y'all guys taking time out of your day and for the viewers to kind of get to know you guys a little bit more behind the scenes, what you guys are like. Courtney, tell me a little bit about yourself growing up.
So I was actually born in Albuquerque, New Mexico, but I moved to Austin when I was 3, so pretty much raised in Austin. I played soccer growing up my entire life, competitive soccer. When I was in high school, I actually had a verbal contract to go play for San Diego State. Ended up breaking my back, and I've had 4 back surgeries since that. So been living the hard metal life for quite some time.
What was your first job after college?
I worked for Texas A&M University for quite some time. I worked for the research department there, and then I started with Orange County.
Okay. So that was probably your...
Yeah, I was like, while I was getting my master's, I started at Orange County.
Awesome. Karen, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Like you said, I grew up in Massachusetts, and then I moved to Florida.
What was your first job after college?
Well, I was working through college, and I worked at Dunkin' Donuts and Camping World. I interned at Pasco County Sheriff's Office, and Dallas is my first job.
Really? Oh, that's awesome.
She knows how to do really good popcorn cleaning from Camping World.
Yes, I can clean a popcorn machine like no other.
Now, did you
That's what got her the job at DPD.
What were you originally going to go to college for?
Radiology.
Radiology. What made you transition into going into criminal justice?
I had something in my family that happened where I feel like the criminal justice system failed, so it led me this route.
Nice. Awesome. Why crime scene, of all things? Being in law enforcement, going into the police officer, there's so many aspects there, with crime scene. Are you able to move around?
Well, no, I didn't necessarily want to be a cop, so I wanted to go more the civilian crime scene route. But there's really not much movement for us to go around unless you go into like a expert field.
I was watching a show the other day, and it was talking about the body farm. Have you ever seen
I did research at the body farm.
Did you?
Yeah, throughout my undergrad, that's where I did my research with 2 different professors there out of Sam Houston State. It was pretty awesome.
How long were you there?
Just under 2 years, I did my research with them. So
What was that like going onto the body farm with seeing all the? Because it talked about all the bodies and how they decompose, and are they really just like everywhere?
Yes. They have them, and we have them in cars, we have them in sheds, we have them under cages, we have them laid out. So our bodies, we did natural decomposition, so we allowed insects, we allowed scavengers. And then some people, like anthropologists, they might put cages over it to minimize scavenger activities from like taking bones away. So they don't want that. They just kind of want like the natural elements. Or there's cars, they can set them on fire, they can put them in a shed.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so you pretty much walk up and there's just bodies everywhere with the same number of vultures. Yeah, I was like, that is probably the most disturbing part, is you walking up and just seeing 100 vultures staring at you.
People nowadays, they love CSI, and since I have my 2 experts here, what are some myths that you think we can debunk?
What we wear.
But I want to wear it.
Yeah, like we don't
Be
look
more
like
specific. Be more specific.
What was it? Heels?
But I want to wear heels.
Business casual? Our hair down?
My hair down, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Or at least a ponytail, please.
So you guys are, because you guys are
Shout
always
out.
you always have a bun, y'all always have a bun, right? And you can't have the hair down at all.
Miss the
It
bun.
can't go past our collar.
And y'all have just a standard uniform like a patrol officer does.
Yeah.
Anything on the forensic side, as far as like you see on TV, like, man, they don't do that, or
Instant results.
Instant results, yes.
There's like a year backlog for DNA. Fingerprints is a little bit quicker, but DNA is a huge backlog. DNA, toxicology, trace evidence, anything like that, you're looking at a year plus, depending on the agency that you're sending them to.
Do you guys listen to any crime podcasts?
Absolutely.
You do? Would you have a favorite one?
I listened to Crime Junkie and then The Deck.
Gosh, how long have you been following those guys?
Oh gosh, years.
Really?
Yeah, no, I love that.
Interesting. Well, guys, let's go ahead and dive into our first wing. We've been talking about you guys, so let's dive into the first one. What's the one thing about your job that you didn't expect when y'all started?
Well, I guess, time on. You're there long hours, you have long scenes. But then also that me personally, I'm a very deadline-oriented person, and it's hard to walk away from the job when you go home. You always think about what you have left to do. Not so much like what did the scene affect you, but more so of what do you still have to do. You have evidence, you have reports. And you just, me personally, I just feel like I'm always thinking about what I have to do at the office.
Do you ever take that home as far as not the deadlines, but the workload, but like the emotional aspect of it? Does it take a toll on you guys, Karen?
I think there's cases that you think about.
What about you, Courtney?
I'd say the same. I'd say, there's very few cases that I can remember being truly affected by them.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think, unfortunately, when we go to a scene, a body or a victim is part of the scene. It's another piece of evidence and it helps to kind of tell the story. So I think that's how we cope with it.
Yeah. Well, we're there to do the job.
Yeah. Well, let's dive into our second wing. What's the least favorite part about your job?
Personally, I don't like animal cruelty calls or anything with animals.
Do you have a dog?
I do have a dog.
What kind of dog do you have?
She's a Shih Tzu mix. Her name's Ariel. And then I have a cat.
Are we a Disney fan? Are we a Disney fan?
No, I just wanted a beachy animal name. A beachy animal name. And then I have a cat, and her name's Susan, and she's almost 20 years old.
So you like human names for your animals?
I do.
Okay.
So that one, and then officer-involved shootings.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah. I bet those are bummers.
Yeah.
And you guys are there. And...
you guys are our friends, and it's just not a shitty situation overall.
Yeah.
What about you, Courtney?
I really dislike cockroaches and vomit.
So when you say you dislike them, like you'll still process a scene in there. Do you?
If something's in vomit, I would probably chalk it up to a loss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be like, sorry, guys.
I'm not recovering
coming
that
back.
bullet.
Yeah, I've threatened to write her up if she didn't go get my evidence out of vomit before.
Me?
Yeah, remember that?
With you being the supervisor, do you just start
I don't remember.
delegating things?
Vomit. Yeah, if it has anything to vomit.
Which one was it?
It was like off of Buckner. And it was that big club shooting. Remember, we had like 150 FCCs in the parking lot.
Kind of. Oh,
and the guy had like thrown up and ran all over the place.
We had like 3 murders that night.
Yeah.
That one. Yep.
Oh my God. So,
and it was just the FCCs were like directly in the vomit.
what does FCC stand for?
Fired cartridge cases.
Oh, okay.
From
Gotcha.
firearms.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it was just sitting right in vomit. Said, well, I'm either going to leave them or someone else has to pick them up. And Karen did. Karen did me a solid, so.
Let's dive into our third wing. They aren't too bad, see? A lot of people always come on and they think like, man, they're just all hot, and they're not bad at all.
That one had a little stinger.
It does have a little bit of spice. That like they've kind of come up a little bit, but
that one's got my nose going a little bit.
So you can definitely eat the whole thing if you wanted to.
All right, let's see you do it.
I said if you wanted to. What's y'all's favorite trip you ever taken, Karen?
I love going to Europe, but South Africa was my favorite.
Tell me about the trip to South Africa.
I went and backpacked Europe for 2 weeks, and then I went to South Africa for 2 weeks, and I volunteered in the townships.
Did you go by yourself?
I met some girl on the way to the airport, and we went and did that together.
To the South Africa part?
Both of them, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We knew each other from like different schools, but didn't actually know each other, so.
So was it a planned thing, or was it?
It was kind of planned, yeah. So every day we would go and volunteer Monday through Friday. And then on the weekends, we would do like fun trips. I went shark cage diving, safari.
Oh, that's bad.
A lot of fun stuff.
Courtney, what's been one of your more favorable trips?
I've never traveled out of the country, but my brother was stationed in Alaska.
Oh, nice.
And so we went to Alaska, and it was amazing. It was absolutely beautiful. We did all the hiking. My mom fell down a mountain. She's still here, so she's still with us.
Fell down a mountain, lived.
She did. She rolled down the mountain. She hit her head, busted it open. Pretty much I was escorted down the mountain because I was more of a wreck than my mom was.
Were y'all mountain climbing, or like how does that even?
Yeah, so we went to this one. It was called Flat Top Mountain, and like the first half was all stairs.
Okay.
It was like pretty easy. And then once you got to a certain point, then you actually kind of had to do like hand climbing, like kind of go up, not like with a carabine or anything like that, but and then so we went up, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And then on our way down, we were going, and her foot slipped, and instead of kind of like sliding downwards, she fell forwards and hit her head, and she stopped maybe 2 feet from about a 200-foot drop-off.
Jeez.
Yeah. her whole head, it was like she had like a hole in the side of her head.
Remind me not to go to Alaska.
Yeah. And she was like, well, we don't need to go to the doctor. And it was just like literally a gaping hole in the side of her head. And she's still here with us. Don't worry. She's not paraplegic, quadriplegic. She's still kicking. We're doing good.
She didn't suffer too much damage.
No,
Yeah.
No,
Full
great.
recovery. Well, let's dive into our fourth wing.
These are getting juicy.
That one has a little more kick to it.
It sure does.
Well, I always love interviewing guys and asking like what's something on their bucket list, because as we get closer to retirement, that's all we ever talk about lately is right. And when we're all retiring, Courtney, what's on your bucket list before you retire, before you leave?
At this point, I'd like to make it there. Are the other ones worse than that one?
I have milk coming out. I know.
I've always wanted to travel more.
More than
I want to go on a safari.
You guys all right?
I know.
Your smile turned upside down. You all right?
No. Stop asking me that.
How much of that one did you eat? Oh.
I'm going to start sweating here in a minute.
You guys got saltine crackers?
Don't touch your eye. Don't do it. Don't touch it.
My eyes are watering so bad.
Karen, is there anything on your bucket list that you're like, hey, I want to do this before I retire?
I don't know. Give me a second.
Yeah.
This one's wiping her out.
All right, we'll move on to the fifth wing.
Oh my gosh, okay. I don't think I can take as big of a bite.
My lips are very spicy right now. All right, I'm going to do it.
What's some of your biggest pet peeves?
I cannot stand listening to people eat.
Do you eat alone all the time? I mean, because...
Yeah, honestly, sometimes I don't even like to listen to myself eat. Yeah, my daughter has the best manners ever.
What about you, Karen?
I'm very punctual. I must be on time.
Oh, really?
Everyone else needs to be on time.
For a guy that you're dating, like, do you lay the groundwork out? Like, hey, don't be fucking late.
Basically, I mean, like, if I have to get up 2 hours, I slept 3 hours to be here, and I was 10 minutes early. I did my hair, I did my makeup, I ironed my pants.
Whoa.
You should be on time.
You can't even see your pants.
I know. But I'm just saying,
But she didn't know that.
there's no excuse.
You guys holding up?
Yeah, actually, that one wasn't as bad.
And when is bad?
But I didn't take as big of a bite.
I was like, my lips are done for.
Yeah.
I know. Can we take a break?
We're almost done. We're almost at the end. I'm gonna get our paddles. I'm gonna ask you ladies a series of questions. And there is no right or wrong, but whoever you think is the answer to that, you flip it up to that side. Let's take our last bite from our last
Oh,
wing.
right now? Is this one the worst?
Mm-hmm. This one's insanity.
Shit.
It's so red.
Come on, Courtney, you got this.
My lips are so hot.
Who is more likely to get cussed out on a crime scene?
Uh-oh.
Who's most likely to get a speeding ticket?
I got pulled over twice in 5 minutes one time.
Did you?
The second time I had to cry.
Do you hate those people in the left lane that drive slow? Or
Absolutely.
She'll drive for her trainees if they are too slow.
Oh, yeah.
She'll be like,
My
never mind,
trainee-
you're not driving anymore.
My trainees don't drive.
They don't drive? No. Are they supposed to drive?
Yeah.
But you don't allow them to drive?
Well, okay, if they're brand new to DPD, then yes, they should drive. But if they are promoting from a technician to an analyst,
Is that the hierarchy? Like you start out as, for some people, they start out as a technician?
Correct.
And then after analyst, what is it?
golly.
after
That's a. Oh my gosh.
after analyst is a supervisor.
Who the fuck agreed to this shit?
You agreed.
Oh wow, that does. Ooh. Ooh.
Who's most likely to go off on an officer on a scene? God damn, Karen!
No,
You're winning all
I
these.
suck.
Have you gone off on an officer on scene?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Probably once a week.
Ask
What-
how many detectives she has to say sorry to.
But do you know how many of them that I get along with after the fact?
How many?
All of them.
Who's most likely to have a bigger pile
I'm sorry.
of Amazon returns? Oh, why? So
got a
what's up with that?
problem.
She does. She's awful. I don't even live with her, and I know that.
It's so easy to just buy one of everything to test them out, and then returning them is such a bitch.
It's exhausting.
Who is most likely to disturb a crime scene?
Oh, like
No.
I don't think. No, we're
Neither.
you.
No, I don't disturb.
Pacheco.
I don't disturb any crime scenes.
Not us.
No, I was told that somebody here should have a blooper reel of them. So
Oh. It's talking about me falling and eating shit.
Oh yeah.
what's this eating shit part?
I don't, sometimes, yeah, just a little clumsy and just
She takes
happens.
after her mom.
Oh. I was going to say rest in peace, but she's still alive.
She's
so
still alive.
Sorry, Mom.
She fell off a mountain and survived.
That's her only injury
Ever. God, well,
And she fell down a mountain.
That's pretty badass. You fall off a mountain and live.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I got impaled by an evidence marker.
you got it. You should have a blooper reel.
It really, I mean, it has. And honestly, that same scene that I got impaled by an evidence marker was the worst vomit scene I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was like this, like Pepto-Bismol pink.
Ugh.
It was a suicide. He caught himself on fire, shot himself, and then set himself on fire. And
In which order?
honestly, I don't know. I can't really think straight right now.
You can just try heaving over here.
You are.
That concludes our questions. I appreciate you guys coming on the show, taking time out of your day, like I said. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope people got to know you a little bit better, know some things about you. I can't wait for the next time we meet again.